Hi, everybody. It is Joy and Scott Anderson from Anderson Injury Law Firm, and we are continuing our series on the most frequently asked questions. And we've talked about insurance companies a lot. And this video, I want to talk about what if I've already talked to an insurance company and they're pressuring me to take a certain action? What are my options when I'm in that situation?
So the feeling pressure from an insurance company, an option that I think works well is contacting a personal injury attorney and saying, "What are my options?" And that's part of why we do a free consultation, is so that people can have a no stress way of meeting and getting that information for their specific case. But in general, the answer is insurance companies will absolutely put pressure on people in every case to try to settle and settle early. It is almost never in someone's interest to do that. It is usually better for someone to delay settling immediately after an accident. The situation becomes different when we're talking a year or more out, when the insurance company is now trying to delay things. But at least in the first 30, 60 days, after an accident, insurance companies will most certainly put pressure on people to try to get deals done quickly. The reason insurance companies do that is they know the likelihood that they will have to pay out a much, much larger amount is very high if they don't get the deals done quickly. And so they try to put pressure on people to get cases settled right away. There are a couple of things to know. One is, in Colorado, we have a statute that limits the ability of an insurance company to settle a case within the first 30 days of an accident. So if someone signs a deal within the first 30 days, yes, there's still something an attorney can do to help. If someone signs a deal, and when I say a deal, I'm talking about a release, basically says, I agree, I'm releasing all of my claims against the person who caused the injuries. If that happens after 30 days, then there's often nothing an attorney can do at that point. There are a couple of exceptions which are very, very fact specific, so I won't talk about them here. But usually if someone has signed a release after 30 days, there's nothing an attorney can do. The other thing with feeling pressure, a lot of people say, well, hey, I was just in an accident. I didn't immediately feel pain. So I'll just settle and be done with it. There are a lot of people who don't realize how badly they are hurt until days or weeks after an accident. And so when someone is saying, oh, I'll just settle a case, it's I'm not in pain, and they do it within the first week after an accident, they will regret their decision more often than not. So those are some of the things that, if an insurance company is putting pressure on people to settle quickly, the answer is no, you don't have to, which also ties back to our last video where we talked about deadlines and statute of limitations. In the first 60, 90 days, there's no deadline that has to be met typically. And so people are in a good spot to say, I'm not making a decision until after some time goes by.
And I think that's so important for people to know, because I think, you get in a panic, like your car's totaled and you have all these things to do, and you still have to work and figure out a way to get to work. And I think you get caught up in the emotion of it, and just knowing you have some time is a great tip.
Well, thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
and if what I hear you saying is, you do have to notify your insurance company within, and I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but you know, getting medical help is more important than an insurance, talking to your insurance company, or the person who hit you insurance company. And I think too, if you just kind of take the pressure off and say the world's not going to come to an end if I don't get everything done in 2 weeks.
And that's something my law firm we try to do, is remove as much stress as possible. Certain stressors we can't remove, like the stress of, hey, I can't get out of bed because my back hurts. I can't remove that stress, but I can remove the stressors of insurance companies putting pressure on people to try to get deals done, or questions about how does this work, what's going to happen, what do I need to do or not do. Those are the types of things that help alleviate a lot of stress to make it so people don't make the bad decisions, feeling panicked and feeling like they have to do something quickly.
Well, and I encourage our viewers to reach out to your office and schedule an appointment, because I think that alleviates a lot of stress too. Just knowing the process, knowing that an insurance company can't pressure you into doing anything, and kind of having somebody have your back. So, what's the best way to reach out to your office and schedule an appointment?
The easiest way is to call the office at 719-473-3040, or go to our website, injuryevaluation.com.
Awesome. All right. So our next video is going to be, what if I didn't go to the doctor right away? So that's kind of another mishap that we're kind of going through. Like, if you've already talked to your insurance company, what kind of box does that put you in? But what if you didn't go see a doctor right away? What kind of a box does that put you in? So thanks as always for your time, and I will see you on the next video.
All right, we'll see you then.